Hopefully, we are lucky today. We're gonna do something special.
We're at the Finca San Rafael.
Abandoned place, abandoned finca, which is very famous in Gran Canaria, also for its history.
So it would be exciting.
Going down the stairs. Oei. We bought a few extra cameras with us, so you can see what we see.
It's already look beautiful or not beautiful. That's the fun.
This is where we're going.
In the hills above Telde, far from the beach crowds and souvenir shops, lies a place long forgotten. Its name is Finca San Rafael. After spending time researching its remarkable history and curious downfall, we decided to visit Finca San Rafael, an abandoned rural estate hidden in the hills of Telde, Gran Canaria. The story of this place fascinated us. Once a proud and wealthy estate filled with agriculture, architecture, and life, now left to decay in silence. We had no expectations, only curiosity. Once, it was the beating heart of the land, a symbol of innovation, elegance, and deep-rooted family legacy. Today, it lies in quiet disrepair, with vines creeping up weather-beaten walls and the wind whispering through shattered windows. But behind the crumbling facade is a grand history, one that speaks of progress and privilege, betrayal and bureaucracy, memory and mystery. We walked through the open fields, the dried grass whispering at our feet, brushing against our legs with every step. Wild plants, sun-scorched and stubborn, pushed through the dusty earth, their shapes twisting in the wind. Ahead, rising slowly behind a cluster of olive trees and tangled undergrowth, the house began to reveal itself, stone by stone, wall by wall. With each step closer, it grew, larger than we imagined, more silent, more broken. It wasn't just a building, it was a presence. We looked at each other, genuinely surprised. We had seen photos, heard stories, but nothing prepared us for the scale, the stillness, and the strange pull this place had, as if it had been waiting all this time.
So we are walking around just to orientate, and then we're gonna show you everything we see. Oh, this is cool. Tucked away in the sun-baked hills of Telde, Gran Canaria, lies a place time forgot. Once a proud estate, a working finca with olive groves, stables, a chapel, and families who lived, worked, and dreamed here. Today, it's silent. What remains are crumbling walls, burnt rooms, and echoes of the past. But if you walk slowly, listen closely, you can almost hear the stories whispering through the cracks. Welcome to Finca San Rafael, a place where history, mystery, and nature intertwine. We're ExploGC, and this is our journey through its forgotten halls. This is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. Cool. I already lost Miranda. That was fast. It's a big piece of ground we have to discover as well. So we're gonna walk back to the start. We tried to find the main gate. Later we're gonna make some pictures from the outside. This is the pool.
Pool.
Or the water basin. But you can use it as a pool as well.
It looks like a real beautiful house that they lived in there. It's a shame it's abandoned.
We are now up into the driveway to the finca. Can you imagine driving in your car here and see this beautiful place, almost looking like a castle? As always, you start at the front of the house.
Rather have animals than people here.
Look, the stairs and all the tiles. How cool. Wow. So now we're at the entrance of the finca. Look at the doors. Well, we know another way in.
We didn't enter through the grand entrance. Instead, we stepped in quietly. From the left side of the house. The wooden door was missing, but its frame remained, wide, warped, and sun-bleached. Inside, we were immediately struck by the scale of it all. The house was enormous. The ceilings rose nearly 4 meters high.
Even the floors are in it. Can you imagine a warm welcome with the fire? Oh, cool. They got a bench in the corner so you can sit right at the window. Pigeon. This was your view.
Beneath our feet, the original wooden floor groaned faintly with each step. The planks were still there, old, uneven, and soft in places where moisture had crept in over the decades. Some were splintered, others warped, but they held. The air smelled of dust, pine, and something sweetly nostalgic, as if the wood itself remembered the stories spoken above it. Every part of this space felt layered, with time, with memory, with presence. This was not just a ruin. This was a house that had lived, and somehow, it still was.
Well, there has been a fire. Oh, this is so cool. Look at the tiles. So many different colors. So this was the main entrance. Here you officially entered the house. And from the entrance, you come to the square.
This was no ordinary courtyard. It once served as the beating heart of Finca San Rafael, a rural estate that in its prime was a symbol of wealth, agricultural success, and religious devotion in 19th century Telde.
Let's get inside. Look at the square. The old sunscreens. The finca likely dates back to the late 1800s or early 1900s, during a time when the eastern slopes of Gran Canaria thrived on olive groves, vineyards, and cereals. Estates like this one were self-sustaining communities, operated by tenant farmers and laborers under the guidance of prominent landowning families.
This is nice.
Wow. The drawings are really cool.
Hardcore. Okay.
Every room looked different. I think there was a bedroom. You see the plumbing? Yeah, because the toilet should be here, because there was the toilet paper. They are way ahead of their times in the 1920s. Yeah, high ceiling, at least 3.5, 4 meters. Some things are creepy.
Here's a vivid and emotional continuation of this story, capturing the haunting atmosphere of the burned bedrooms. At the far end of the hallway, past rooms overtaken by ivy and silence, we stepped into what remained of the bedrooms, or what once might have been places of rest, dreams, and whispered conversations beneath the beams of this old house. But these rooms had known fire. The damage was unmistakable. Charred walls, scorched door frames, and the brittle skeletons of wooden beams blackened and burst by heat. A strange stillness hung in the air, heavy, almost sacred. Remnants of old mattresses were scattered across the floor, twisted coils of rusted metal, matted stuffing, and fabric turned to ash. The woodwork, once proudly carved and polished, was now burned into abstract shapes, melted, split, and fragile to the touch.
I'm curious how we can get up the roof.
I saw already stairs.
From the main corridor, we stepped into a smaller, shadowed room, low-ceilinged and cool, with stone walls stained by years of moisture. Judging by its layout, we believe this was once the laundry room, where clothes were washed by hand, long before machines ever hummed on this island. The space had a certain quiet humility, a place of routine, of effort, of daily rhythm. The wash basins, built from stone and lined with old lime plaster.
Just beyond the laundry room, we stepped into what must have once been the kitchen, a space where warmth, scent, and daily life once centered like a beating heart. Though time had stripped it of its function, the bones of the kitchen remained, quietly telling their story. The counters, low and made of stone, were still partially intact along the wall, their surfaces chipped, but still bearing the marks of years of use.
And another bedroom. Here you can clean yourself. And here used to be the bathtub. But they had quite nice plumbing. Copper plumbing, I think. And LED. There was the toilet. Closet under the stairs. It's huge. Well, you know, I think this room was for maintaining. I have no idea. And it's so high and so big. And every room has different tiles. The back door. And we're gonna show you later what you can find behind the back door. But here, maybe we can give you a little glimpse. Seat.
What was this? Bells or?
I think we're coming in a little chapel. Yeah, we are in a little chapel. Oh my God. That will be beautiful, have been beautiful.
Tucked deep within the crumbling embrace of the main house, hidden behind walls, softened by time and silence, we discovered a small chapel. Humble in size, yet rich with a strange, sacred energy. This was once a place of prayer, of ceremony, of whispered hopes carried skyward. It had been dedicated to San Rafael, the archangel of healing and protection. And even now, despite the ruin, his presence seemed to linger in the air, like forgotten incense. The moment we stepped inside, the world grew quieter. The air shifted, still, cool, almost reverent, as if the room itself remembered what it once was. Soft light filtered through broken high windows, where colored glass likely once cast jewel-toned halos across the floor. The plaster walls, cracked and curling like old parchment, bore the faint outlines of frescoes, long since faded into the stone. Beneath it all was the simple altar space, now bare. The statues that once stood here, perhaps of saints, angels, or the Virgin, were gone, their pedestals empty. Only the ghosts of their forms remained in the dust. Some had been lost to time, others perhaps stolen or shattered. But still, their absence felt holy, like someone had just stepped out and would return at any moment. Strangest of all were the graffiti markings left behind. Not crude tags, but abstract figures, swirling shapes, lines like smoke and memory etched by anonymous hands. Some seemed angry, others childlike, and a few oddly reverent, as if the artists knew this was once a sacred place and felt the need to speak to it in their own language.
Oh, this is funny. This is painted.
Yeah.
It almost looks real. Back at the center square, and now we go.
Really high.
Huh?
Plus it's so high.
So you need the stairs to put in your clothes.
It looks like a children. Children
The wallpaper.
wallpaper. For children.
It's supposed to get.
Cats. Smells real, but I think because of the room. So.
Shall we go up?
Yes.
At the far end of the house, we found a narrow stairway, its steps uneven and covered in windblown dust. Someone had left a message on the wall, a simple graffiti of a cross. We climbed slowly, step by step, each creak beneath our feet, reminding us that the structure had not been meant to last forever. The staircase led to the roof, but the roof didn't look safe. Some tiles shifted under our weight. Others were missing entirely. We moved cautiously, speaking in whispers, as if loud voices might wake the sleeping beams beneath us. The wind was stronger here, not violent, but persistent, brushing our shoulders like invisible hands reminding us to tread lightly. We could also see the roof of the chapel, covered in red-orange tiles. Their color deepened by time and weather. Some were cracked, others broken. And the shadows of the missing ones gave the whole surface a patchwork texture. We discovered 2 small tower rooms perched at the very front of the house, like quiet sentinels watching over the land. Their windows opened wide, without glass, framing the island like paintings. From up there, the view was breathtaking. The town of Telde stretched out in soft layers below us, its white buildings scattered across valleys and hills, slowly giving way to the Atlantic Ocean.
And I know there'll be surprises to come, because I've seen some photos, and if we could get to here, I'm sure we're gonna get to there as well. So beautiful. Or not? No, we did not get in here. Let's get to... This is a... This...
I don't
Fit.
Oh, fit.
Yeah, you fit. So this was the basement. A lot of water bottles. Storage space. I think this is probably one of the most coolest places in the house. Back at the church again. What is this? Another water was in. So this is the way they used to keep the water for the lands.
So this was the main house of the Finca from San Rafael.
I think we've seen almost everything of the house. Let's see what is on the rest of the Finca.
Hello, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. And if you want, you can share this video with friends or on social media. Don't forget to subscribe to ExploGC channel to see every video we post. And click the notification bell to be the first to know when we post a new ExploGC video. And at last, please leave a comment what you think about the content of the video. Thank you so very much. And now let's continue with the video.
So this was an extra building. Oh. We can look from top till bottom.
Between the main house and the stretch of dry land beyond stood another structure, modest in size, but full of presence. We believe this was once the habitation of the workers, a space where those who toiled on the estate may have rested, lived, and shared their daily rhythms. The exterior was painted in a soft, creamy color, now faded and cracked by the sun. In some places, the paint had completely peeled away, revealing bare stone beneath, raw, worn, and weathered. Today, it stands on the edge of collapse, more ruin than shelter, as if held upright by memory alone. The roof had caved in several places, letting the sunlight pour through in quiet shafts. Inside, floors had given way, falling in upon themselves, revealing broken beams, fallen tiles, and layers of dust that had not been disturbed in years.
So many things to see.
Yeah.
We followed the worn path, its edges softened by time, leading us into the fields where farmers once worked, where hands shaped the earth, seasons marked the rhythm of life, and the finca pulsed with quiet labor. Now, only silence remains, but the furrows in the land still remember.
Those were olive fields. Some olives are still growing.
Gran Canaria was once well known for its olive production, not just the fruits themselves, but the rich oil they yielded, and the many products made from olives that became part of everyday island life. As we walked through these forgotten fields, we imagined the rows of trees in full harvest, workers' voices in the air, the scent of fresh-cut branches, and baskets filled with the fruits of the land. Places like Finca San Rafael were part of that story, a time when agriculture shaped the island's economy and identity.
Everywhere you look, you will be surprised what you see. We could not enter the house. They shut it down, probably for safety.
I'm for sure for safety.
No roofs, no floors. Probably those were the houses of the people who worked on the land. There's another building. This was the water well. So here they drain the water. Probably they had canals to fill the basins, and there's the water well itself. Well, they shut down the well, probably for the best. And this is the well. And normally a well like this goes into the ground at least 60 meters. So there's another water basin here. There's another building over there. How big is this? Oh, look at the garden.
Oh, wow.
And everywhere you look, you see the main house.
Yeah.
Cool. Looks like a painting. What is this?
Walking through the fields gave us our first real sense of just how vast this place once was. There was something almost cinematic about it. The warm wind moving through the tall, dry grass. The golden light spilling over the land. The slow crunch under every step we took. Each sound, each footfall, echoed a kind of quiet reverence. We weren't just crossing land. We were stepping through history. The grass brushed against our legs as if trying to tell us something. The air smelled of earth and sun. And ahead of us, spread across the landscape like a dream, slowly coming into focus, stood the remains of Finca San Rafael. The main house, faded but noble. The smaller houses, once full of life, now in quiet collapse. And the scattered ruins, half swallowed by nature, softened by time. All of it looked like a painting. Not a perfect one, but a painting that told a story in brushstrokes of shadow, warmth, and silence. The deeper we walked into the fields, the more we felt the scale of it. Not just the physical size, but the weight of what it must have meant. To the land, to the people, to the rhythm of life in a different era. And even now, in its decay, the finca still speaks. You just have to slow down long enough to listen.
So welcome to the next part.
Nestled deeper along the path, we spotted a few smaller buildings. Humble, aged houses that appeared to once belong to farm workers or caretakers. Their construction matched the older style of the finca, with sun-worn walls and flat roofs, softened by time and weather. But these homes were not abandoned. Signs of life were unmistakable. Curtains in windows, faint sounds behind closed doors, and the quiet watchfulness that comes when the past and present coexist. There were security cameras discreetly placed at the corners, and weathered signs that made things clear: private property, no entry. We paused for a moment, not out of fear, but out of respect. This place, though partially forgotten and swallowed by ruin, still holds meaning for someone. Someone lives here, watches over what remains. Perhaps they are descendants of those who once worked these fields, or simply people who found a home in the solitude of the land. We didn't press further. Instead, we turned back slowly, following the dry path that led toward the main house. As we walked, the shadows grew longer, and the sun slipped lower behind the hills of Telde. A warm stillness settled over the estate. It felt like the land had shared what it was willing to share, and that was more than enough.
I have no idea. Everywhere we look, there is a surprise. So that is the main gate. An old carriage upside down.
Oh God. Really? That was cool.
Well, they shut it down here, but okay.
That we didn't see. We could do something with this.
Well, what we understood, they're gonna create a museum, or they want to create a museum out of it. It's really hot today. We started cool, but the sun, we feel it.
So now you're okay.
Let's go. Sort of the final part we did not check. We're gonna check it out now. It is even more beautiful than the photos on the internet. Unbelievable. So this is the garden from upstairs. Just a small botanic garden. And you could walk all the way around.
Back at the main house, we took our time. The light had shifted, softer now, golden and low, casting long shadows across the cracked tiles and broken lintels. We walked around one last time, not rushing, letting the silence speak.
So now we have to go to the final part. The part we didn't do yet. Nice way to check out if we forgot something.
It's new for us, so it's not strange. You have to check it again. We never been here. And we love it.
Near the edge of the courtyard, we found the stables. Long, narrow spaces lined with feeding troughs and low arched ceilings, where once the sound of hooves and the scent of hay must have filled the air. Now, only dust and time remained. A few rusted tools hung from the walls. The ground was uneven, the air thick with the smell of earth and history.
And we got another square.
Oh dear.
And this is the inside. We already went here. You can really walk from one place to the other. Really funny. Cool.
Just beyond, we stepped into a small back room. And to our surprise, it seemed to have once served a completely different purpose. Then we noticed a small staircase, narrow and partially hidden in shadow. It seemed to call to us, subtle but impossible to ignore. Carefully, we climbed. At the top, we emerged onto a balcony, and suddenly, we were inside the chapel again, but this time from above. We stood in silence, looking down on the space we had visited earlier, now seen from a completely different perspective. The air felt still, reverent. Below us, the altar space was covered in graffiti, a patchwork of color sprayed across old plaster like a clash of eras. The light from the high windows caught the dust in the air, and for a moment it almost felt like the past was breathing, if only faintly, beneath the noise of time. It was a strange, beautiful place. The walls were decorated with fading drawings, bright with crayon and felt tip pens. On the floor, scattered among the dust, were schoolwork pages, colorful pencils, and the remains of what looked like an improvised children's clubhouse. Maybe long after the finca had fallen into ruin, it found a second life, as a hidden sanctuary for imagination, games, and laughter. It was a tender moment, one of those rare places where the past folds into the present, quietly, gently, like a whisper.
Today is a perfect day. One of the most perfect days existing. It's more or less the translation of what was on the paper. It fits. I think those were the cows. Here were standing the cows. They had the food over here.
Yeah.
Or oxes. Oxes or cows.
This is possible, it's really high. It's a mess.
It's a mess.
That's a mess.
We love a mess.
Mess.
Let's see how messy it is. So now we go to the final part.
Still a final.
Yeah. This part I forgot.
As we left the house behind, letting its broken elegance sink quietly into memory, we noticed one final path trailing off toward the lower part of the land. Curiosity pulled us forward. At the end of this trail, hidden beneath the hillside, like a forgotten secret, we reached what some locals and old documents referred to as the Estanque en Cueva, the cave reservoir.
What's this?
And this was the part we did not see yet.
No, what is it?
It's the final part. And that's why we brought the torches.
From the outside, it looked modest. Just a heavy, time-worn stone entrance cut into the slope. But as we peered in, we began to understand the ingenious hydraulic system this finca once possessed. The structure inside was extraordinary. Vaulted chambers carved directly into the rock, held up by stone pillars that still stood firm after decades, maybe centuries. Though dark and silent now, this space once held water. Life-giving, carefully managed, drawn from deep within the land. Its cool, shadowed interior must have been a refuge during the hot Canarian days, and a vital element of the finca's agricultural success. Here, beneath the surface, engineering met survival, a quiet testimony to the knowledge and craftsmanship of the people who built and worked this land. The walls echoed slightly with our steps. The air was cool, heavy with minerals and memory. No graffiti here, no collapse. Just calm, enduring stone. A final hidden heartbeat of Finca San Rafael. It felt like the right place to end our exploration.
So, we reached the end of our journey. Now we only have to climb up the stairs again.
Which you don't like?
And then we go back. So this was it for today.
It was so lovely. It was perfect. Don't have other words for it.
Thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed it as we did. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. Check our website ExploGC.es for more info, more extra content, and all the links to all our social media platforms. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you like, you can watch one of our other videos. See you on the next video of ExploGC. Hasta la próxima. Adiós.